Hello and welcome back to your next installment of Two for Tea with GBC. And I'm here at my new place on
Matthew's
Georgina
new
Street.
place.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
my good friend and OG GBC member, Tom Heeley.
Been there since the beginning.
The Art of War.
The Art of War. I was there for that classic. That constant rock. So today we're talking about book choices.
We're talking about book choices, but last time Shane and I indulged in a little something, and today Tom and I are going to be peeling back with some foreskins.
Some foreskins wine.
It's from Nova Scotia, and I'm just going to read you the back.
Please do.
Full-bodied and lusty with a hint of impulsiveness, Foreskins combines a carefully selected blend of 4 grapes to create a one-of-a-kind wine. Paired with a barbecued prime rib, roasted venison, hearty Italian cuisine, or enjoyed on its own, this is a deeply satisfying wine with a long and pleasurable finish. And Tom, if you could tell me about your most satisfying, long and pleasurable finish.
Well, Matthew,
would you like a glass of wine?
I would love a glass of wine. And we don't have the ribs or anything, so we'll just indulge in the foreskins.
Here's a good question for you.
Straight up here.
What do you think of pairing food with wine?
What do I think of pairing food
pretentious?
with wine?
Or do you just like drinking the wine on its own, or
I think
stemless wine glasses.
Stemless wine glasses. Salute, as they say.
Yeah.
Somewhere. This is actually really good.
Yeah, you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's tasty.
Yeah, it was it wasn't cheap. Say that, it was a fine wine.
Well, it's definitely unbelievable.
Mm.
And I don't know, I think a good wine with a good meal.
Cool.
Nothing wrong with it. And to answer
the
your original
foreskins
question,
is really good. Yeah.
Mr. Matthew, which we somehow diverged from.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're trying to, you're making me choose between unbelievable and unbelievable. And you're making me try to ride that line between the two,
Yeah.
And choosing between unbelievable and unbelievable.
You just can't.
Can't. I try to strike that line, but
So we're actually going to get into some more get to know your book club member with Tom here in a sec. But we decided to do the book club choice first. So if you guys just want to see what books we're reading, you can do that. So this month for June, we're reading Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. And I've actually read this already. It only took me a little while. You guys will be seeing this later, but we recorded this in late May. So this is a very good book, and it was so good that I went out and picked up the sequel right after. So someone had brought up to me the fact that Annihilation is the first book in a trilogy. It's actually not that big of a deal because the character that's the main character from this is not the main character in this one, and they're very, very different books. This one's out in the wilderness. This one is something different. This one's kind of a horror thriller book, and this is something different. And I'm not going to tell you what this one is. If you're interested, you can go and check it out. But Annihilation is really good. I think you guys will really like it. And we also have Zero, and I'll be popping up a picture here, I'm sure, of that collection. And a couple of you guys got that as well. So, and now we're going to check in with Tom. Tom, what do you got for book club choices?
My book club choices this month are pretty much they're a bit of a techno thriller kind of deal, or a horror thriller theme running through them. So the first one, which Matthew was kind enough to actually buy from Costco, right, Matthew?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from Costco.
Cheap books at Costco.
Cheap books at Costco. This one came from Costco for...
It was $10
or something.
I think it's like 13 on Amazon or something.
13 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So if this one wins, Costco is the joint.
Yeah.
Is the joint for that one. So the first one is The Troop by Nick Cutter, and it was actually suggested to me by dearest Matthew here. And it's about a group of like Boy Scouts, I think, or something.
Yeah, I think so.
And they go into a forest on a camping trip.
In PEI.
In PEI.
Yeah.
In PEI. And while on the camping trip, everything's going fine until they get like a strange visitor who's infected with like some kind of virus or something, and it turns into, quote, a bioengineered nightmare.
I think
and
we've
a
all had
horror
those.
that spreads faster than fear itself. So this one, I'm sure will be either scary or extremely amusing, but either way, very fun. So book number 2, and unfortunately we don't have any
Don't
of the
worry.
other selections.
I'll put in some pictures.
The second is The Andromeda Strain by Michael Crichton. I've always been a huge fan of Michael Crichton since Jurassic Park. Love Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park Lost World. I think he comes out with some absolutely absurd book ideas. Like he has another one where it's like a guy's face attached to wires. And it's just
that's fucked up.
A lot of fucking weird ideas. So anyway, Andromeda Strain, getting off on a little tangent here. The Andromeda Strain is about how a group of scientists have been warning the government for years that they need to decontaminate satellites after they go into space, and they haven't been doing it, and more or less eventually a satellite crashes into Earth, and on this satellite is I think it's like a flesh-eating, insanity-causing disease, illness that starts spreading around the world, and it's
biochemically accurate.
Biochemically accurate, that's right. And it's about the struggle to study that virus, and it's about scientists studying that virus, I believe. Okay, and the third book is 1984 by George Orwell, which I think is an interesting choice because just reading some of the synopses about it and when it was written and why it was written is just about technology and being monitored and watched, and the government watching, invading your privacy, and this whole idea of Big Brother is watching. So I felt like that was an appropriate choice because of the recent global events and stuff. But it also seems like a super interesting book to read. It's about a computer programmer, I think, who has to work within the confines of this new government law and government regulations of this crazy negative utopia, it's called, or at least the concept is called, in 1984. Yep.
Cool.
So those are my book selections, and then
actually, I've read 1984.
Oh,
and
that's awkward.
I like it. No, it's a good choice. It's a classic. Everybody should read it. And I think I could be wrong here. I'll make sure to tag him, but I think it's Ryan Elliott's favorite book. So there you go. You may have hit the nail on the head.
Hit the nail on the head, at least for Ryan Elliott. Nailed it. Nailed it for Ryan Elliott. Ryan, if I don't see your vote for 1984, I'm going to be a bit concerned. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. So.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So, you have a graphic novel as well?
I do have a graphic novel selected as well for those who'd like to purchase the graphic novel. And I sound like an airline clerk or whatever. For those who like to get snacks or something, we're coming around and then nobody wants the snacks. That was so awkward.
Mm-hmm.
The graphic novel is Ghost World, which I've always wanted to read after seeing the movie with Scarlett Johansson. And I forget the other two people's names in the movie, but there's a couple of other famous actors in the movie. And it's just about them being weird, more or less, and them leaving this socially awkward, deviant hipster lifestyle, and the way it's very hard to describe, but just the way that society treats them living that lifestyle is the way, like, sort of a overall description of how I describe it. The movie's very good too. If you haven't seen it, have you seen the movie?
I've not seen the movie or read the graphic novel, but it's been on my radar for a long time because it's a classic. Daniel Clowns is really, really well renowned. I have read some other stuff by him. Actually, in my graphic novel course, we talked about Ghost World, and our prof said like it's one of the like books you got to read if you like comics.
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling, having not read it, it is very short. It's only like 100 pages. That it'll kind of be like a Jimmy Corrigan from last summer. I don't know if that's the case or not, but like,
summer
book was
popular. It was the blockbuster.
It was the blockbuster last summer.
Last summer. So see if we can bust the block again this summer.
Yeah, Ghost World.
Some Ghost World.
And your picks, I'll put up a poll later, but we've got The Troop by Nick Cutter, The Andromeda Stain by Michael Crichton, and 1984 by George Orwell. And per usual, if you guys decide to pick up both the graphic novel and the novel, then you save $1 off both of them. So
it's a hell of a deal. I don't know how you cracked that deal.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Special deal. So now we're gonna continue on. Keep peeling back the foreskins, and like it's pretty good. It's some good wine.
Foreskins is great. It's a good wine. They like it. What do they do with it, Matthew? They put the skins of the grapes.
They leave the skin on.
They leave the skin on, and they let it ferment for an unknown amount of time because there is no year on this wine, and they just let it ferment in the beautiful province of Nova Scotia for some time, and then we get this stuff.
And apparently, the company either like they picked up on it. They were like, foreskins. All right, this is obviously like this skin flap on people's dicks.
Yeah.
Or they were just really unfortunate in their naming, and because they used 4 different types of grapes.
Yeah, like, wow, guys, like anatomy jokes. Somebody really likes anatomy over foreskins, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some IT guy just like screwing around. He just like really enjoys it.
Yeah. In the same vein as a naked grape.
Naked grape.
The naked grape, the foreskins.
So, I got a question for you. This might be a good one. What do you think of the term hipster? Like, what do you think of that?
Oh, I see why this is getting brought up. And it's funny that I described the graphic novel as a hipster novel.
Before you answer the question, can you show off your absolutely dope shirt?
Oh, yeah, okay. So my friend gave me this shirt a while ago, and I wore it special for this interview for the 2 for Tea with the GBC. And it's this like Haley Selassie style design going on with a lion on the inside, and just like very Jamaican.
It's very wild,
very wild and Jamaican. And he gave it to me on loan. So I'm worried about like interest and stuff. What does that mean later on? Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Does it mean I have to give them this back and something else? You know?
Oh, good point.
Yeah. But anyway.
So yeah.
Hipster.
The term
hipsterism. Yeah. The term hipster.
Yeah.
I've thought about this a lot actually, and that's not a word of a lie because it gets brought up a lot, and I think that like hipster is definitely something that exists, but I think that hipsters are people like if you like something because you like it, then I don't think you're a hipster. Mm-hmm. Like if you like vinyl music and you genuinely enjoy vinyl music, or you like to knit or do some weird craft that nobody else does, or take pictures with your Polaroid camera, and you really enjoy doing these things, then I don't think you're a hipster. But you're a hipster when you're doing it to look good or to fit in or because you want to be cool. Then if you don't really like it, if you don't really like the activity, you're not with the spirit of things, you're not enjoying it, then you're a hipster. That's what I think.
Cool.
That's my opinion. A bit philosophical, but...
No, that's straight up. All right, now we're going to veer into some other territory. that
I don't know if I like that.
kind of corresponds to our activity right now.
Okay. Yeah.
What is the most like blackout drunk? I've done something like just crazy. Like what's your?
So is there a reason? First off, is there a reason why I'm being asked this? Am I being targeted?
Well, I can tell you my story. I got uber drunk with my good friend Mel Terrio back in Moncton.
Okay.
And we just went bar hopping, and we kept drinking, and we were drinking too much. And anyways, we finally end up at this bar that's open after hours. It's all francophone, and Mel and I haven't spoken French in like 2 years. So we're going in, we're speaking this broken French, and there's this guy who's probably like 50 to 60, and he's sitting out on the deck smoking a big old cigar, right? And so we're talking to this guy, and he says like, come back to my place. I've got this beer. I've got 4 beer. And of course, he's saying this in French. He's like 4 bière, and I've got all this liquor. So we go back to his place.
What? You went back to his house?
Yeah. So we're on our way back to his place, and we're really wasted. He's kind of tipsy a little bit, and we're like Pierre, that's the guy's name. Yeah. Like, man, do you live with your wife? He's like, my wife's dead. And it was just kind of like, it was getting up really creepy. So we got on his deck, and he brought us out some beers. He's like, you guys got to come into my house. You got to come into my house. I got to show you guys something. And we were like, I don't know about that. And he was like, here, let me go get it for you. And my friend Mel was just like, we're getting the fuck out of here. So he'd left like some other beers on his step, and we took those, and we ran as fast as we could and puked everywhere in the middle of the road. Yeah. So, what's yours?
All right, what's mine? There's definitely been a couple. Maybe I could do standout drunk moments.
Yeah.
And then
I think the top 3.
I think one of the top worst ones ever was the Psychology Society bus crawl, Graduate Society bus crawl, should I say? Or was it a pub crawl? See, I was too drunk to really know. And I ended up after this crawl at Jungle Gyms, and Matthew might be familiar with how this one goes. So I've been drinking so much at Jungle Gyms and out and about that I went up into the bathroom feeling like super ill, and I was just unresponsive, dead to the world, as they say. And I go up to the bathroom, and apparently, and I don't remember this, I passed out on the hairdryer and like puked everywhere in the bathroom, and at the same time, and then like later on, it must have been God knows how much longer, how much more time. Matthew comes upstairs, who I wasn't downtown with, by the way. He just happened to come upstairs at Jungle Gyms, and he finds me there with fucking puke all over my face, and he's like, "Hey Tom, is that you?" And then I went back downstairs, and I got kicked out of Jungle Gyms, and
you had savaged that washroom.
Yeah, there was. It was bad and extremely embarrassing. I'm not embarrassed about it anymore. That was a bad moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say that was like number 1. I'd say that was like the absolute.
That was up there.
Yeah, because I've never gotten myself like kicked out of a place for being too drunk.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever been kicked out of anywhere for being too drunk. So
I remember like when the guy was like, "You got to leave now." I remember like turning around and being like, "No problem, man, but sorry." And he was like, "No problem at all." He told me it wasn't a big deal, and I just left. I also remember sitting down on the bathroom floor. I remember just being like, "I'm gonna like have a sit down in here now. I'm feeling a bit tired." Like just sat down on the bathroom floor, fucking Jungle Gyms, dirtiest floor probably anywhere downtown, except for like the Sobeys.
Well, have you been to Lottie's, man?
Oh yeah, Lottie's is pretty dank.
It is. It smells like shit and piss. It's honestly like the worst.
I've seen somebody pissing into the sink at Lottie's before.
I see people do blow off the sink. So
Jesus.
I guess the question is then like, if you're gonna do blow, which is, as far as I know, a fairly expensive drug, wouldn't you do it off something other than a piss-stained sink?
Fucking sink. Man. Apparently the spot is the Grapevine. Who would have known?
That's like that's a good spot to go.
Apparently it's a good spot to go. I don't know.
Where is it?
Where's the Grapevine?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's over,
I assume they serve
like
foreskins.
Maybe they do. Yeah, because it's like a wine and cocktail bar.
Peel it back, everyone.
Peel it back for the. It is good wine.
It is
good wine. Foreskins is actually pretty good. Tastes great, man. I think it's next to the Rose and Thistle downtown, and like Coffee and Company. But I mean, I'm not into that kind of thing, so I haven't spent time down there looking for it. But I've heard it's good. A hive for that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna do some rapid fire questions to wrap it up. Because again, I think we've doubled the time from like the first one with Kyle to Shannon, and then to you, doubled again. So,
I know.
All right.
We should do one day. There should be a GBC RIP.
What's
from
that?
Mark Muhlenbrook.
Oh yeah. He's gone way up to the NWT.
Gone to the Northwest Territoire.
He was gonna get sued or something. We saw.
Yeah, for a bit of punch drunk love,
Yeah. That's dicey.
That's a love, baby.
Right.
That's how it is.
That's something else.
Yeah.
All right. So rapid fire questions. All right. What is the worst song by your favorite band that you've ever heard?
The worst song by my favorite band that I've ever heard. Let's think very quickly.
That's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's supposed to be rapid fire.
All right. Why don't we come back to this?
Okay, cool.
Come back to this.
In our first Gentleman's Book Club video, I asked Kyle McLeod at what age he lost his virginity.
Yep.
What would you guess?
What age? Kyle is totally a player. Kyle seems like the kind of guy who is like,
Kyle
McLeod. Kyle McLeod is a secret player because he's playing it right. That's the thing. Right. He's playing it right because you wouldn't suspect. So I'm gonna guess.
But he's just out for that putakin, man.
That's it.
That's what he's about.
He's fucking all about it, man. And I would guess 17.
17.
Kyle McLeod. He's a player.
Kyle McLeod.
He's worming around, man. Let me tell you.
Worming around. Okay. At what age did you lose your virginity, Tom?
24.
24.
I'm not even 24 yet.
There you go. Like Tom will also not give the answer.
I think it was, I don't know, it was 18 or something. I don't know, can't remember.
Dope. Yeah, he's fucking
drunk, probably.
Anyway. Drunk in Love, Beyonce. What is like your favorite album that you've just discovered and nobody else has kind of found it or given it to you? It's just like something you found you really liked and you were like giving it out to people.
Oh fuck! This is so hard because there was one like very recently.
Yeah, that you were a big fan of.
I think it was a rap album.
I'll tell you, my favorite is D'Angelo's Voodoo. It's also my favorite record of all time.
D'Angelo's Voodoo.
So great. It's this wicked soul album. It's a great LP.
Oh man, I've been giving out, I don't know if you've heard of CeeLo.
CeeLo Green?
Yeah, maybe it's just C. C. There's a rapper called C. And he's got, anyways, album I think is called like Green or something. Anyway, he's a rapper from Montreal and has very good flow and it's very entertaining. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Lots of, yeah, look that up. Just look up C. Fucking C. I'll put a link down there or something.
Put a link on the GBC.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
All right, so
props to the Sincere Hip Hop Hour on like Wednesday or Thursday evenings, whenever it is.
On CHM.
Yeah.
Cool.
Unreal. Shout out. They're great.
Cool.
Anyway, Dylan is awesome. Anyway, go on.
Well, I guess we can close it off here because Tom and I have a bottle of foreskins to get through.
Yeah, we gotta.
We gotta peel back.
Suck that bottle of foreskins dry.
Just a lot of
Fuck's
uncomfortable
sake.
things that are going on.
A lot of uncomfortable puns.
Yeah.
There's some bad fucking music, I'm sure, that's come from some bands that I've listened to in the past. But it's not coming to me right now.
Oh, that's all right.
Oh, you know what? Here's that Action Bronson album. Fucking... the whole album. The one where it's got like alligator on it, I think, or like crocodile. Strictly for My Jeeps.
You don't like Strictly for My Jeeps?
Oh, man, that was terrible.
Yeah, not a fan.
Oh,
I kind of like the Strictly for My Jeeps Queen's Day remix. That features
I've
like
heard it.
G-Unit or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's
just
still alive.
Yeah, they're still kicking.
After like years of being totally gangsta and having bullets slung at them from left, right, and center.
Just getting executed. Well, guys, this has been a really long one. I hope you enjoyed. Tom and I obviously had a good time.
And they finally got a chance to meet me after
Yeah.
I've been in GBC for...
Yeah, now everybody's going to know you.
Yeah.
Next month, it's going to be a little different. Actually, we're going to have a shake-up. It's a double date on 2 for Tea with GBC to close out our summer. And it's with Andrew O'Day, who will be picking our book, and Alex Dickey, or Little Dickey, sometimes called Big Dickey. Conflicting evidence there. He's picking our graphic novel. So if you guys check in next month, we'll be all about that. Make sure to cast a vote for the book for July of Tom Picks, and make sure to get your read on. And I think the next meeting is going to be at Alex Trevor's, Kyle McLeod's, Mario Doyle's, and Jaden Daly's place.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the new place.
Yeah.
It's the new GBC house.
The new GBC house.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty nice. Nice party spot.
The gents' place.
Yeah, they got a nice deck.
Yeah.
Really nice deck, fire pit. It's great. Anyways, folks, it's been a time and a half.
Deck beers.
Deck beers. See you later, boys.
Beers. Bye-bye.